Welcome back to Fox 4 Sports Night. The Big Fox NFL pregame show is at KC Live in the Power and Light District on Sunday. The show starts at 10 o'clock. It's free to the public. Fox 4's Harold Kuntz talked with Fox Sports studio host Kirk Menefee about the show and the Super Bowl rematch.
All right, as you know, right here on Fox 4, we've got the big game between the Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. And here to join us is Kirk Menefee, who's the host of Fox Sports. And Kurt, how excited are you, one, to come to the Heartland to watch the Super Bowl rematch?
Well, what's the temperature going to be again? Like 90 degrees?
Yeah.
In September?
Yep.
I'll be happy because it's better than being there in January. So I'll look at it that way. But from a football standpoint, certainly, I mean, you don't often get a Super Bowl rematch. You don't often get it this early in the season. And, you know, I mean, Kansas City is one of my favorite spots. I mean, that's as good a stadium, an atmosphere as there is in the entire NFL. So really looking forward to being there again this week.
You get the opportunity to work with a lot of people that have been part of dynasties. Terry Bradshaw, of course, with the Steelers. Tom Brady, as you said, who will swing by for a bit, even though, you know, Chiefs fans didn't like him for a bit. Now it looks like him and Mahomes are getting along. So he's going to be there. He was part of the Patriots along with Rob Gronkowski. What is it those guys said about dynasties that makes you think about the Chiefs' so-called dynasty that they're currently in right now, that makes you believe the Chiefs can keep this going? And how amazing has it been that they've been able to keep this going with everybody coming and going and doing it for so long?
Yeah, I think it's even more amazing considering this is the heart of free agency. And so you've got to draft really well, which the Chiefs have done. You know, they kind of drafted guys on offense and the defense kind of suffered for a while. Then they went out and they concentrated on defense, and those offensive guys have matured now and gotten to that point so that you can keep a team together, and you're going to have moving parts. You're going to lose some guys. And I think Kansas City's done a great job of keeping the vital parts while adding young players and keeping the nucleus all intact, which is harder to do than, you know, back when Bradshaw played. I mean, you signed a contract with one team and you were there forever. Even when Gronk and Tom Brady were together, yes, there was free agency, but the money wasn't as crazy, and so guys didn't move nearly as frequently as they do right now. So I think it's even more impressive what the Chiefs are able to do and keep this role going in today's NFL, where it seems as though 1 year after the next, you get the new teams popping up and putting a lot of heat on them. And Kansas City has been able to withstand all that so far over the last 7 years.
Yeah. But, of course, we're in the here and now, and the here and now is they're 0-1, trying to prevent going 0-2. What did you see out of that game they played against the Chargers that may give you some pause or may give you a belief that they'll be fine as they move on?
Well, both ways. I think the pause is they had the same problem week one against the Chargers that they had in the Super Bowl. The offense couldn't get started in the first half. I mean, they didn't score a touchdown in the first half of either of those games. And look, it's probably coincidence when you look at the talent that's there, but that's something they got to get off to a good start, you know, and it sounds like a cliche, but you see the results when you don't, and you're trying to play catch up against good teams, particularly good defenses, and I think the Eagles' defense is as good as anybody in the league. So I think they need to get off to a fast start. I would suspect they will, because, you know, Andy Reid and Mahomes, you know, will put their foot down and say, we're not going to have this happen again. It certainly won't happen 3 games in a row. It won't go into the season like that. And so I think that problem will be rectified. I think the home atmosphere, being the home opener, will add a little juice to it. I think the revenge factor for the Philadelphia Eagles will add a little juice to it. It's not beating them in the Super Bowl. You can't redo that. But beating them in the regular season, 1, to avoid going 0-2, and 2, so they can't say they've got your number. I think that's important, and all those factors play in. So I have every confidence that the Chiefs will come out, hopefully score early, make it a great game, and it'll be right there to the finish. I think both these teams are still the elite of the NFL, and I don't see this thing being a blowout either way, and I think it's going to be one of those that comes down fourth quarter. Probably whoever scores last will win the game.
I'm going to leave you with this. Since you're coming to Kansas City, you said you enjoy being in the heartland here. What impresses you most about Kansas City? Is there any questions for me? Do you need any advice as you stay here?
Well, here's the problem. It's like every time I go, people give me the barbecue place. I mean, it started back in the old days with the old school Arthur Bryant's. Then you had Gates. Now it's is it Joe Stack?
Yeah, you got Joe's Casey. Yeah.
There's something.
You got Jack Stack. You
Jack
got
Stack, that's what it is.
Joe's,
Joe's and Jack Stack. That's what
Combine
put
them
those two
both, but you're
together.
good.
Yeah, so every time I go there, people give me a different recommendation, and every one of them is fantastic. So I don't know if there's a true answer to what's the best barbecue place in Kansas City, but I'm definitely willing to sample it and find out.
Well, you gave.
Good stuff, HK. Thank you, guys. Hey, remember, you still have a little bit of time to vote. Who's winning Sunday, Chiefs or Eagles? Scan the code, the results when we return.